If you use DAB radio in the east of England, around Loughborough, Leicestershire and Lincolnshire, you may have noticed a rather unusual DAB station on your radio recently. That's right, it's a ghost service. But what is it? Is it a pirate? Who's behind it? And what's the point of it? The station was heard on or around the 8th of August 2025 in the Leicestershire area. A blogger and YouTuber known as Fox's Den posted this YouTube short about it.
Anyone seen this radio station online? Strange one, called the Ghost Service. Doesn't seem to be anything online about it, unless you're looking for secret Russian radio stations. I don't think this is one. Someone's having a laugh.
A rental car worker heard it when resetting some car radios, and other drivers around the Leicestershire area heard the station too. Interestingly, it was heard on DAB, and the name of the station was Ghost Service. As you can hear, it just transmits the sound of a ghost moaning on repeat. So, is it a pirate? Well, it's not impossible to do this on DAB, not much more difficult than an FM pirate. One aspect is the multiplexing side, but there are Raspberry Pi projects for taking care of that. The hardest thing is getting the SFN running if you want to deploy more than one transmitter. What's SFN? Well, DAB uses digital technology which enables broadcasters to package together several radio stations. This is called multiplexing. Multiplexed radio stations are then broadcast on single frequency networks. This is an efficient way to provide lots more radio stations using fewer frequencies, but this is perhaps something a bit too complex and irrelevant to this video. Seeing Fox's Den's video got me started down a rabbit hole to try and find out what on earth this station is. In January this year, Ofcom announced that applications had opened for the 7th round of small-scale DAB radio multiplex licenses for 29 areas across England, Northern Ireland, Scotland and Wales. Each Ofcom licensed small-scale multiplex allows grassroots community services, specialist music stations, and services aimed at minority groups and other underserved audiences to take to the digital airwaves. They invited multiplex applications for these areas. You'll notice that Loughborough and Colville is one of those areas. On August the 8th, Ofcom decided to award a new small-scale radio multiplex licence for Loughborough and Colville to Maxwave Limited. Loughborough SSDAB launched just days after it was awarded a licence on Block 8A on 195.936 MHz, and in a video uploaded to YouTube by DC0054, recorded on August the 16th and posted on August the 17th from Donington Park Services, the Ghost Service is visible. A Dull Men's Group user also posted a clip the same day, so the multiplex and the Ghost Service were definitely gathering an audience. RadioMan951 posted a YouTube short around the same time of the Ghost Service on the Leicester SSDAB multiplex on Block 9B on 204.640 MHz. Now, this is where things take an interesting turn. Fast forward 2 weeks, and the Ghost Service was heard by FMDXers who are part of the UK FMDX Watchdogs Facebook group, which is well worth checking out if you're a serious FMDXer, by the way. It's a great place for hints and tips. For example, this morning, I learnt from the group that there was an FMDX opening from Spain right up to the UK, allowing Spanish FM stations to be heard here. This time the Ghost transmission was on FM on 87.9 MHz, many miles away from the Lincoln and Leicester areas, but was repeating the same ghost sound heard on those DAB multiplexes. I spoke to a friend who lives in Billingham, and he told me it's been audible around Billingham, Middlesbrough and the fringes of Hartlepool. Other listeners have told me that it's only a low power transmitter, possibly just 5 to 10 watts. It was heard often around the 22nd and 23rd of August on 87.9, but also heard by a listener down on 87.6. By August the 24th, the FM Go service had stopped and was playing Christmas music instead, using the same transmitter from the same location. Moving back to the DAB Go service, I thought what better place to start than simply contacting the multiplex owner. Surely they'd know and will be able to provide me with an explanation to this mystery. They replied to my request and even sent some great views of and from the Loughborough transmitter site. The Go service was set up as an avant-garde art project to challenge the preconceived ideas about broadcast radio leading on from their lobbying work with the New Media Act. If you want to know more about that act, I'll link Ofcom's page in the description below. They said it was also designed to challenge ideas such as 32K DAB being unacceptable quality, a common criticism we receive as we've developed our own MP2 encoder from the ground up, which is a lot better at low bit rates. And where the content is key, then people don't worry about the quality. Nobody's commented it's 32K DAB. I get where they're coming from too. There's this perception that a radio station on DAB is somehow superior these days. The Go service is on several DAB multiplexes and has more population coverage than capital Leicestershire, so should councils therefore be spending money with the likes of Ghost Radio if it is, quote, bigger and better, or should they be spending it with local community stations instead of giants like Greatest Hits or Capital? My point being, they're happy to spend big money advertising with the big stations, but expect the likes of smaller community stations to advertise for free sometimes. A tiny experiment like the Go service is reaching big numbers. Also, there's the consideration of what actually is fun in radio, and should we be trying to recreate 1990s ILR, or is doing something different actually what the public want? The multiplex owner continued, it's created a lot of discussions, which is good. I'm a big fan of modern art and feel it's the sort of piece you may find in somewhere like the Guggenheim Bilbao, similar to the Camervalium, which uses ordinary things in different ways, and the juxtaposition is a commentary on reality, in this case the radio industry, and some of those who claim to lead it and be experts. Most multiplexes take up the full 18 months allowed by the law to launch after a licence is awarded. The entire Loughborough multiplex itself launched 20 stations in 20 days. It launched by far the quickest despite projected Ofcom listener estimates, leading to the view that a multiplex in the area would be unsuccessful. Loughborough SSDAB by capacity used is one of the fullest, or perhaps is the fullest, SSDAB multiplexes in the UK. So that's the mystery solved. It's a perfectly legal, but somewhat different DAB station designed to make a point. It's currently broadcasting on the Leicester, East Lincolnshire, Coventry and Loughborough multiplexes. In fact, it has a sister station on the same multiplexes known as Catalytic Converter, that just plays cat sounds. This has also been creating a lot of discussion amongst Loughborough locals. The Go service is proving to be a successful test as a demonstration of the Maxwave MP2 DAB encoder running at 32K, but will hopefully challenge preconceived perceptions on broadcast radio in the UK. As for the Billingham pirate retransmission, well, my web sleuthery was rewarded with a somewhat cryptic and anonymous email from the pirate himself. The email arrived just as I was about to wrap up editing this video, and it contained a fantastic picture of a small transmitter that was definitely getting local radio enthusiasts talking.